So, the Targeted Individual Program, what's it really about? Transhumanism. What's transhumanism? What are you talking about? Transhumanism. It's like beyond being human. Has anyone ever heard of the singularity, which is us merging with machines? Yeah, that's basically what transhumanism is. It's turning us into cyborgs. And according to the crazy conspiracy theorists, of which I am proud to be one, perhaps the Schmack was the first step in that. Or really not the first step, because there have been GMOs, there have been the Schmeg trails, there have been prescription drugs, there have been a number of ways that our bodies have been conditioned and primed and affected and manipulated to get us ready for the Schmack and to have us accept that and genetically alter us. And according to these crazy conspiracy theories, the Schmack is not only genetically manipulating us, genetically engineering us, but also somehow, and I'm not going to remember the details of it off the top of my head, but somehow preparing us to be able to receive signals from the cloud, if you will, the 5G network. What is this cloud you speak of? Well, like sometimes you have an iPhone, for example, it gets backed up to the cloud. What's the cloud, really, though? It's an externalization of the collective consciousness and also the collective unconscious. So it is just the externalization of all of our consciousnesses all together. And so if you can get all of us, all of our bodies and our consciousnesses all connected to some sort of AI technology and controlled, then we kind of become our own cloud separate from the natural cloud / collective consciousness, collective unconscious, which would be our connection to each other and to God. Instead, that is interrupted and intercepted, and we are connected to AI, artificial intelligence, and we become transhuman. And then beyond the Schmack we are chipped and God knows what else. So, what is the targeting program about? There are people who maybe are more evolved already, who have more activated DNA, who maybe are more awake and aware. That doesn't mean they're better than others, but in a sense, it makes them, or not in a sense, it definitely makes them more of a threat to the transhuman agenda, which is part of the New World Order conspiracy theory, if you will, as it were. So, what do you do if you are an evil cult who wants to take over the world and connect everyone on the planet to AI? Well, you got to get rid of the targets, right? You got to get rid of the people who are going to stand in your way. You have to get rid of the obstacles. And so I guess we targeted individuals have been identified as such. Therefore, we are targeted because we are the ones who maybe will stand up to this New World Order agenda. We are the ones who will realize what's going on and try to stop it. Maybe we are the ones who will somehow interfere with it, or maybe we're not as easily manipulated into accepting this and going along with it, and maybe we kind of know what's happening and we try to wake up other people. And so, they don't like us because of that, and they want to get us out of the way. So that's really what the targeting program is about. Also, in addition, and it brings in money for the deep state Illuminatis. It sucks up taxpayer money because, you can put innocent people like me on the terrorist watch list and harass us and just be like, oh my God, look at all the terrorism in the US. We need more taxpayer money. And what else? Sorry for any background noise. I do live with other people, and sometimes even though I'm making a video, they don't seem to care. There's a lot involved in the targeting program, and yeah, it's surveillance, there's experimentation, there's probably a whole bunch of stuff I'm not remembering right now. I don't have a list with me. I usually make these videos off the top of my head. But that's basically what the targeting is about. And even if you're not an official targeted individual, even if you're not gang stalked and hit with directed energy weapons or whatever your form of targeting may be, we're all still targeted on this planet. It's reached the point that we're basically all targeted individuals now. And, you know, if you've had the schmack-seen, well, you know, it sounds like from what the crazy conspiracy theorists say, they're going to try to connect you to the AI. And then, you know, and it's just, oh, God. Oh, you know, Donald Trump Jr. said something recently. I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something like the difference between like a conspiracy theory and like reality at this point is only 6 months, something like that. In other words, the difference between something being thought of as a conspiracy theory and completely ridiculous and then realizing that it's true is only 6 months. So what's happening is that the collective consciousness is integrating. The collective unconscious and the collective consciousness are integrating. These conspiracy theories, which have been suppressed, have been repressed into the collective unconscious, which have been marginalized. This information we're not supposed to look at or pay attention to. This stuff that is just like kept far, far away from us is being realized by the collective that, oh shit, you know, maybe there's some truth to that. Oh my God, that stuff is true. And it's being integrated into the collective consciousness. So crazy people like me, who've been targeted even a lot longer than I have been targeted, or who at least have been aware of their targeting a lot longer than I have been aware of my targeting, have been trying to wake up the rest of you. We've been trying to tell you, look, this is what's going on. This is coming for all of us. They want to do this to all of us. They want to destroy our species. They want to take over the planet. They want to control everything. They want to turn everything into an artificial intelligence. They want to turn everything into a genetically modified version of itself. They want to turn everything into some artificial version of the natural thing. And we've been trying to tell you, but to most people it sounds crazy. Because most people don't even have any kind of basic knowledge about this kind of stuff. And if they go look it up online, it's going to be like, oh, that's been debunked. That's not real. And most people still believe what the government says, I think. Although, at least in the United States, it seems that people are really waking up quite a bit. And I was talking to someone from India who told me that about 1 million tweets were removed off of Twitter in India. Like things like, because I mean, obviously the awakening is global. I think maybe some countries are ahead of others, but that actually made me feel good. I mean, I don't like censorship, but I like that knowing that Twitter had to remove 1 million tweets in India is like, okay, well, that's good. Like this awakening is happening. I wish it were a little bit quicker so that I could be freer and that so that the other TIs could be freed quicker. But, you know, I don't know. It is what it is. So, what else do I want to say? Yeah, so that's really what the targeting is about. It has to do with transhumanism and the New World Order agenda, the takeover of the planet, the destruction of the human race, connecting everything to technology. And technology is not bad. I'm not against technology. I'm using it right now. But it has to be used properly. I have heard from my crazy research that I've done over the years that on the planets on which artificial intelligence has been allowed to take over, or on the planets on which, you know, we have been merged with machines, eventually the artificial intelligence destroys all biological life. I don't want that to happen here. I mean, I can only do so much, and as a crazy targeted individual, you know, I'm censored. My audience is limited. I usually don't make the greatest videos because I don't always feel so great. But, you know, I'm still trying to do something to get the word out, even if only 2 people see this video. And there are lots of other targeted individuals with YouTube channels and Twitter and on all kinds of social media. And we are very censored. Our numbers are messed with. Our audience is limited. We're even kept away from each other. I was lucky that I recently made a TI friend, you know, my first TI friend, which is cool. And unfortunately, this person has been targeted a very long time. It's very sad. You know, they're a very intelligent and very talented person. I don't want to say your name. I know you're going to watch this. I don't want to say your name because I don't know if you want me to. But anyway, so yeah, that's like in a nutshell what's been going on. I don't even know how many people are going to see this video, and even if the people who do watch it, it'll probably be mostly TIs who already know what I'm talking about. If you're watching this and you're not a TI, you probably just think I'm nuts. But you know, there's lots of information about this program available online, and even about directed energy weapons. Look up Havana syndrome if you want to read about directed energy weapons. And also, toward the end of 2020, there were directed energy weapons attacks near the White House. And if you want to look up more information about targeting, you can also look up gang stalking. I don't know, though, if anyone cares or wants to do the research. Here's another thing, speaking of nobody caring. I don't, you know, being a TI, it's actually very sad in the sense that nobody helps us. So many people know about this program and they choose not to help us. I don't know why. I don't know why. That TI friend I was just talking about, I wrote to this person and I said, you know, I've contacted the FBI and the DOJ and DHS and all these agencies that are supposed to be helping us, and they suck ass. I'm not saying that everyone at those agencies is bad, but like, really? I mean, if there's supposed to be more good people than bad people at these agencies, then why hasn't anything been done about this program? Why are people like me still being targeted? I mean, I know I've mentioned in other videos, and I'm going to say it again, how this has progressed my disease. And so now I'm having to permanently cure my MS, which is not a bad thing. You know, permanent cure is better than just being in remission using diet. But still, I shouldn't have to be going through this because I am suffering. I do have health issues, symptoms because of it. I know you can't tell. It's just a video. You can't tell. I probably look fine to you, but I'm not. You know, I shouldn't have to be going through this. None of us should. It's just there's so much suffering on this planet. And every system is just like, I had to deal with the medical system again today, okay? And it's just every system is just such a fucking mess. They make everything so difficult. Everything on this planet is made so difficult and so stressful just to keep us stressed out and anxious all the time so that we die early. Like, we should probably be living to like at least 200 years old or something. And it's like, oh, 80 years old, you're done. And like 80 is pretty high number, considering like the life expectancy in some countries is still about 40 years old. Ridiculous. Yeah, there's a lot that needs to change. But long story short, targeting has to do with the New World Order, the takeover of the planet, transhumanism, using the resources of the planet in the secret space programs, keeping the humans separated from the earth, depopulating our species, controlling the collective consciousness. It's really about consciousness. What it comes down to is consciousness. And then people who maybe have a more expanded consciousness tend to be targeted because we see what's happening, trying to tell other people, but it's easy for us to be written off as nuts. And that is sad because we're trying to help you. We're trying to do you a favor here. And, you know, maybe most people, even if they do understand, don't care, or they don't know what they can do. You know, put up a blog or something, put up a website, make a video, tell your friends, tell your family. I know there are a lot of people involved in the targeting program, but I'm sure you have some friends and family who might not be. I don't know. And even if they are involved in the program, maybe they don't really know what it's about. Because I don't know how many of these gang stalkers are intelligent enough to really understand transhumanism or what's happening on the planet. I mean, I don't think the average person has any clue about that. So, you know, if you're involved in this program, you're a target too. They don't give a fuck about you either. Anyway, so yeah. That's all for now.